See, that's the thing I was saying. You see, a local chapati, unlike Uptown. You see this thing? You see this thing right here? Right here. This is the reason why the chapati is nice. So this guy pours water to just cool the pan. Then he rubs this thing. I don't know how many years he's been using it to rub. That's where the taste comes from, man. Downtown, that's where the taste comes from. So if you see that, you just know you're about to have a nice Rolex, and I hope I'm not going to be disappointed. That's the Rolex here. Make a bite. Nice. I'll give it like yeah. So now, we are still in Wandagea shooting the same video about our Rolex. Now, we're trying to test one at a local. So this one is those kind of Rolex that you want to test. This is the kind of shit that we used to actually eat growing up. The Rolex here comes with a chapati, which is dough, literally like done nicely spread. And then now the eggs, the nyanya here, which is the tomato, the green pepper. I see a little bit of pili and the cabbages. So the guy is working his magic. Man, look at that cup. Look at that cup. Yeah? Gigantic cup making me Rolex. Papa, how many eggs? There are two. 2 eggs. So, we've already tested a lot of food. So at this point, I'm just about the test. 2-3 bites and I'm out. And also, on the way, someone just plugged me with one of these. These are locally made. And the test is immense. So, we're just waiting for the guy to finish the magic and then we'll see what happens. That cup actually has a smile. You see this face? It says the chapati is yummy. So let's hope the chapati is going to be yummy because that cup is already smiling, man. Oh, yeah. See? That's the thing I was saying. You see, a local chapati, unlike Uptown. You see this thing? You see? This thing right here. Right here. This is the reason why the chapati is nice. So this guy pours water to just cool the pan. Then he rubs this thing. I don't know how many years he's been using it to rub. That's where the taste comes from, man. Downtown, that's where the taste comes from. So if you see that, you just know you're about to have a nice Rolex, and I hope I'm not going to be disappointed. So here are the things that done a little bit like kawaida. So you see those holes in the egg? That's what makes the egg different. The guy is actually sipping on some tea. He knows how to work his magic, so he's not rushed. Real tea. So what kind of tea are you having? It's black tea, yeah? Nice. So meanwhile, as we stand here, I know we've already tested the chicken, but if you look around, this is like a pop-up market. It's only happens in the evening. So they sell chips, they sell chicken, but this is not the other kind of chicken that we just had. So here you get a piece of chicken and you get your chips also ongoing. If you look at this side, they have a little bit of plantain, they have a little bit of nyama choma, they have sausages. Man, I don't know what these sausages are made of, but every time I used to have them, I'd definitely end up somewhere I wouldn't want to be. So, because I've not had this food in a very long time, I really can't try any of that. But for the ultimate challenge, we are actually waiting for the Rolex. So I'm not going to turn anywhere to try anything else, but just the Rolex. This guy has a lot of confidence. It's every time he swings that Rolex, has a chapati, and then takes a sip of his tea. That's a guy who's confident about what he's doing, man. You're called? Mass Echo. You're an artist? Yeah, man. He's an artist, man.
Give them your location.
Sorry?
Your location, not your phone.
My location, I think I just see around there on the streets.
In the traffic lights.
These people who sell chips, then I'm among those ones.
Nice.
You come and find me, you ask me for someone can tell you where my location is. Just see me around the market, just me and the market. You'll see me.
Thank you.
I say this. You don't want him to. Ndani kuna nini makasha? Wisha watu wanaganda na aha, au kile watu wanakasha.
So yeah, the reveal is here. Right here. So this, if you're in Kampala, this is not like Rwanda or anywhere else. Here they use polythene like anything. So we pop our magic like this. Yeah. The only problem I have with this Rolex is, even as a kid growing up, whenever you love a Rolex with a friend, they will always make you take the first bite. So when you have the first bite, you actually don't get to eat the eggs. So now, because I'm all grown up, I'm actually going to make my 3 bites. So I'll start with the part that I don't actually, I have an idea. I'll do this. See that? Now, this is unveiling everything. It has the cabbage in there, it has the tomato done, the green pepper, the chapati itself, and then you can see the eggs right there made. So this is what the delicacy looks like. A Rolex, locally done by your local chapati guy. Very hot. I'm sure you can see how steamy it is. Yeah? So we take our first bite. Man. Hot. But also,
We can't hear anything.
I can't talk. The thing is very hot. But meanwhile, the chapati right here is very crunchy. So the eggs in here, I feel like they need a little bit of salt. But overall, this is a Rolex how I remember it. Before all these fancy Rolexes came up where people add meat, they add chicken, this was what Rolex was all about. So every village or every place, a suburb of Kampala where Rolexes were made, you always call your chapati guy Musoga because it was a belief that Masogas will always make the best chapati. But these days, everybody has learned the craft, so the Rolex comes from anywhere. As long as your chapati guy is delicate enough to boldly stand next to a chapo store, they can literally make you a chapati. So we'll have a second bite. But see, I think this is more about the chapati more than it is about the egg. You can build it a little bit smoky because I feel like the eggs are a little bit burnt, but it's still overall still a good Rolex. So we take the last bite and rate this chapati, yeah? Regardless of how hot it is, today I give this because of the ingredients. You know, some of you might be thinking I'm biased, but considering how long it took this guy to make this chapati and the ingredients he used that other people have been not using, I feel like I'll give this Rolex a 7.5. And because it's a 7.5, you know what it is, yeah? Another bite, but man, so hot. No.
You want to finish?
No. I mean, considering all the Rolex I've had, I feel like I've had this more.
Yeah.
Because we've been taking like forceful bites for the video. But this right here, I think even off camera, I'm going to finish it. So don't forget to subscribe. The channel is called The Dre Travel Food Guide. And anywhere, TikTok, Instagram, but most of YouTube, yeah? So I guess we only have one more video to go. And after we test that, we'll know which Rolex won this challenge.
Greet the guy for a good work now.
Bro. You're good. You're good. I like the Rolex. That's nice.
How much is the Rolex?
2,000. Bro, it's the cheapest. And it's also nice. So, bro, subscribe.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Treasure Food Guide channel. So today we are testing out one of Uganda's best, and that's a Rolex. So here the guy is rolling up chapati. For those who don't know, a Rolex is made of chapati and eggs. That's like the byproduct. Sometimes the eggs are made different and add a little bit of meat, chicken, but it's always about chapati and eggs. So here the guy was trying to show me how he spreads his chapati. You have to evenly spread it nice to keep the circle form, and heat it up not too much, but on a medium, or the fire just doesn't have to be too much. So here he was like now spreading a little bit more oil on top and turning it down using one of the papers that the wheat came in. So here he was spreading it all around and squeezing it on the pan to make sure that it does not absorb a lot of oil, and to make sure it has an even turn. So keeps doing this until the chapati is ready, and keeps flipping it over to make sure it doesn't get burnt. Yeah, he keeps making the circles and circles and circles and circles. So he flips it over and one side is already ready, so he has to make sure the other side is also ready as well. So yeah, in a few the chapati is ready. So this is basically like naan, but what makes it different is this doesn't have yeast in it. So it's just the wheat flour, a little bit of onion, a little bit of carrot, and warm water. Yeah, and I knead the dough with a little bit of salt as well. So yeah. So here he makes another chapati as well. So because we're gonna have two Rolexes made differently, one chicken, one just basic eggs. So here for the basic eggs, he begins with a green pepper, removes the insides, and then dices it into small pieces into the cup, you know. So these are the ingredients for basic Rolex. You need green pepper, you need onion, and then a little bit of tomato. Some Ugandans enjoy it with cabbage as well, but for this one we're just gonna have the basic, because we're trying to have a feel of the basic Rolex. For anyone that might want to make it basic, following the step by step of this video, this is how we make a basic one. So he cuts in the tomatoes into the cup as well, and then puts a little bit of salt, just a pinch, and he grabs the eggs, cracks a few eggs. For this one we're gonna be making 3. Cracks them up into the cup, and then yeah, the last one in, and then he starts to beat the eggs. This is our basic Rolex. So it's on the fire, it's ready. They let it sit for a little bit, and he flips it over and turn golden. That means it's ready. So he puts it down on there, lays it nice. So some people would like to have another tomato diced on raw, but for this one we'll just go with the ones that were inside. Slice it into pieces and then wraps it all up, packages it up for takeaway, because we are not about to let it get cold. You have to enjoy a Rolex when it's hot. It needs it to be hot. So he pulls out this bag and then puts it in. He will add you a little bit of extras, tomato sauce, chili sauce, to your liking really. They're trying to make it feel more bougie. But well, a Rolex is always going to be a Rolex, and if you've tried it, you know how it feels. So yeah, he wraps in the napkin, and there goes the tomato sauce. And off to the next one. So for the next one, we're going for a chicken Rolex, meaning it will have eggs. So these eggs here, you see him beating. They already have 3 eggs in, and tomato and onion, green pepper, so ready to go. He puts up a little bit of oil on the pan, spreads the egg, and before he makes that flip to the other side, we're gonna add something to make it an upgraded Rolex. So as he leaves it there to sit, he now sprinkles. This would be like minced meat for chicken, right? So he spreads the chicken all over, slowly by slowly. It's actually measured depending on how much you ask for. So particularly this is measured for this specific Rolex. If you want more chicken, of course, it can be added. Don't ask me if you didn't see him wash his hands. Sometimes what makes a Rolex is those little things that they're willing to skip over. So here he sits the chapati on as well. So you'll be aiming for the flip. Lets it sit for a bit, and waits for that perfect hour or perfect minute to just flip it over. So So yeah, he has to turn it around, let it sit for a bit. So now he's checking to see if the Rolex is ready. And this time around, because it's beef, they don't pack it in a polythene. This time around, they pack it in a foil. So he just keeps letting it sit. I guess this guy has magic powers to tell if the Rolex is ready or not, because I can't. All I'm waiting for is to just test this thing and, tell you my experience. So he just lets it sit. I know some of you have health issues and concerns and stuff like that, but this is Africa. The beauty is we never get sick. You just eat it hot, and like the saying goes, African jams are very slow. So yeah, you see that guy was touching his shirt and then he touches the Rolex and then flips it over. That's what makes the Rolex sweet, I guess. So here he puts it down, and then time to roll it up. That's why it's called a Rolex. You roll it up. So he rolls it over and makes the cut into 2 pieces, and ready for testing. So he puts it up in the foil there. It's hot. That's why you see him moving his hands very quickly. So yeah, he wraps it up in the foil, and I guess we are ready to test it out. So let's head over and test it out. Yeah, so for anyone who might want to try this Rolex, this is in Kampala, Wandegea. You can check him out. He's called JB's. He's a really great guy. They have very nice and amazing Rolexes. Their restaurant is a little bit small. It's within the ghettos, but their food is really tasty. So if you look keenly in the display box, their number is right there. You can always call them. They do deliveries and everything, but around Kampala. So yeah, you can call and support a small local business. But for now, as you see it, ready and packed, is only one thing I'm hoping for. Diving into this thing. So there we go. Jebbies, when you have the time, check them out. As my 2 orders, so I'm gonna head over and test them out.
What's up, guys? So you've all seen how this was made. This is one of our Rolexes that we had made. This is just actually eggs. This is more like the basic Rolex from Jeep, but I feel like this is more uptown than it is anything else. So this comprises of the Rolex. This is a Rolex all in all, but this is the egg here. So the egg has a bit of green pepper. It has a little bit of tomato. The egg is actually very nicely done. It's like an omelette. And then this is the chapati. So wrapped together, they become a little bit soft. So you can see the chapati is kind of stuck onto the egg. So we're going to take a bite in our comparison of what is better, an uptown Rolex, a downtown Rolex, and a midtown Rolex. So this, to me, is a midtown Rolex because my local chapati guy wouldn't make the same chapati as this. So for the first bite, well, I feel like the chapati is a little bit too big. So it kind of keeps the oil in, if you see my hands. And also, I feel like I like my chapati with a little bit of more vegetables. I mean, a little bit of cabbage in it makes it better. But nevertheless, I'll give it like, let's say I'll give it like a 4. But it's not bad. But to me, it's a 4. I'll take one more bite for the 4. And then just the other cabbage. The other Rolex. Because it was a beef Rolex and then an egg Rolex. So just try the beef Rolex and see what happens with the beef Rolex. Yep. So it's very nicely branded. I don't mind making an advert for them. They're called Jib. They're also in Wandegea. This is their phone number. So we're going to be testing this as well. It comes with a little bit of ketchup and more ketchup. I'm interested in what is wrapped under here. And I believe to unpack it, it feels very soft. So if you are to look at this, it's wrapped in a foil, I guess, to keep it nice and warm. Let's see what I got wrapped under here. I'm very good at eating, sometimes not good at unwrapping. So yeah, here we are. I feel like it's the same fit, but the aroma in here, when you open it up, you see, I see a little bit of egg in there. I see carrots. I see a little bit of meat in there. So we're gonna grab one part. This. So it's still I think because of all the heat that has been kept it here. The Rolex looks a little bit soggy. It looks like, if I looked at this looks like a pie or something. A pie that was cut into pieces. So we're gonna make a quick bite like this. So that's the Rolex here. Make a bite. Nice. So if you look at after I bite, I think it smelled more like the same. I showed you the whole process of how this came about. And one other bite before the ranking. I feel like I'll definitely give this I think I give this a 7. Yeah, Midtown Rolex. I give this one I'll give this one a 7. Definitely. Uganda is known as the land of some of the best Rolex. We actually invented the Rolex. So seeing this, you see, it's made. I'll take another bite. I think this 7 deserves another bite. So I'll have another bite. And off to the next adventure to find the best Rolex, whether uptown, Midtown, or uptown. So for our Midtown, this is it. Just stay tuned. Just go run and find another one. Keep it locked on the YouTube channel and come with me to test another Rolex.